My name is Joahnn Flores. I am part of Greater Valley Immigration, Citizenship, and Education Services. We're located here on Palmdale Boulevard, 1305 East Palmdale Boulevard, suite number 9. They've been working here for the last 20 years, but we've been helping out the Hispanic communities or any community that needs help with immigration for the last 20 years. Oh, a lot of them don't work or something like that, but they're in, schools. They're holding CEO positions. There's some of them that are working for the Palmdale district, and even them are always trying to give out more information for the Hispanic community or the immigration community. So that's what I've learned working here. I've always seen them come in and they're like, oh my gosh, like I'm working here. I'm, the electricians and all that stuff. And a lot of people don't see that. A lot of people just think, oh, immigrants, they don't work, but no, they're one of the hardest people that I've ever seen. Right now, it is a little more difficult. You'd think a lot more people would try to apply. A lot more people would try to seek information about immigration. But like I said, most people are afraid right now of the things that is going on. Uh, you know, what I've seen is that since Donald Trump has changed some of the rules for citizenship. Before it used to be 100 questions and you only needed to answer six correctly out of the 10 they would ask you. Now he's bumped it up to I believe 120 something. Yeah, come and see us. Yeah, we always try our best to reach out anybody. Anybody that wants to information about immigration. Because a lot of people, like I said, don't want to go out or don't want to, or have been scammed or have been mistreated, and they're like, oh my God, this is just another office. This is just another place that I'm gonna go. They're gonna give me information. It's probably wrong. No, with us, like I said, we've been our reputation here and in the Antelope Valley. Maybe you guys haven't heard about us, but a lot of people that we work with are recommended. It starts off with petition. You have to petition a family member, or it's mostly important to get that information. But starts off with the petition. Depends if the person that came in here legally or legally. If they're in the United States, sometimes they have to travel back to their home country, or if they can do it in the United States. It all depends on the person that requires. And then from that, then they have to apply for their adjustment status. After that, they need to go to an interview. Um, well, it depends also for the petition. If the person is in the United States, they still have to do the interview here, or they have to go to their home country, or where they came from, and then they need to go to an interview there. Then they come back to the United States, and then they apply either for a green card or they get sent the green card. But it all requires on the person. Every case is different. Every person is different. Then from there, certain years pass by, then they apply for their citizenship. Now, some people, like I said, have different backgrounds, different, let's say, criminal records or, stuff like that. So every process is different. Not every person that applies for a green card gets it. Not every person that applies for citizenship gets it. So that's the thing. It all falls in between the person of what they've done, how they came in, if they came in legally, if they didn't come in legally. All those pay a huge factor on your case. We've had people with very difficult cases, but they end up becoming a United States citizen. I always have people come in and they have adolescents, they have sons and daughters who speak English and Spanish, or speak English and their second language. And I always ask them, I'm like, are they helping you out? They go, oh no, it's because he's too embarrassed, or oh no, because he has stuff to do. And I always say, but they know both languages. You know what I'm saying? So, um, oh, it's so important to be bilingual. I always thought it wasn't. I always was like, no, English. I'm gonna stay in English. I don't want to know any other language. But thanks to my parents, Spanish is my second language, um, and it just breaks so many barriers. You guys will make a change as long as you're willing to help people out, and then remember where you come from. Okay, because if you have family members who are immigrants, um, you see them, you see how they're working, you see how sometimes they're struggling, you see how sometimes you know they can't go a day without work. Um, but if you are willing to help out that family member, I know you're willing to help out the next person that walks through the door.
We're looking at construction of the railroad spur, which will serve both the Basin Electric Antelope Valley.
NASA's reusable shuttle orbiter, part of a new, less expensive space transportation system. A spaceship that will put our country in the Earth orbit freight business. This is Orbiter 101 as it rolled out of the hangar in Palmdale, California.